Picture this. Every tear, every sleepless night, every flicker of doubt wasn't random. They were the forge, crafting you for a monumental destiny, not just a moment, but a lifetime of greatness. You're no mere thread in existence's weave. Haven't you felt it? That relentless pull, whispering you're set apart, built for more. Your struggles, the chaos, the raw pain, they're not accidents, but blazing signs you're among the mightiest chosen ones. Here's the truth. Your battles mark you extraordinary. Ever feel like a stranger in this shallow world? Not lost, but alive with a knowing you're meant for greatness. That disconnect isn't a curse, it's a call. Curious? Let's unveil 5 strong signs, from an unrelenting inner flame to an unshakable purpose, that reveal your power. Dive deeper with me. Subscribe now to explore these soul-stirring truths and claim your destined path. Sign 1. The unrelenting inner flame. What truly sets us apart as chosen ones isn't just our ability to observe the world as it stands, flawed, fleeting, and often uninspired, but our vision to see it as it could be, a place of boundless possibility, purpose, and light. This is where the first unmistakable sign of being among the most powerful chosen ones ignites. Your inner flame burns with an unrelenting ferocity. No storm, no shadow, no crushing blow from life can snuff it out. This isn't some fragile flicker. It's a wildfire of dreams, passions, and an ironclad will that refuses to bow. Time and again, when the weight of the world presses down, when you're knocked to your knees for what feels like the 1000th time, you don't just endure, you rise, phoenix-like, stronger and more resolute. But let's peel back the layers of this truth. This fire isn't merely about stubborn survival. It's the heartbeat of a deeper purpose pulsing within you. Consider this. The universe doesn't hand its fiercest trials to the faint-hearted. Why would it temper you in such relentless heat if you weren't destined to transcend it? Why would it gift you this unyielding strength if there wasn't a grand design woven into your very being? Every stumble, every wound, every moment of searing heartbreak isn't a punishment. It's a crucible. Each trial is a masterclass in resilience, sculpting you into something unbreakable, something extraordinary. The scars you bear, they're not marks of defeat. They're chapters in an epic tale of transformation. The setbacks, they're not dead ends. They're the stones you step on to climb higher. Let's ground this in something tangible. Pause for a breath and turn your gaze inward. Think of the darkest storm you've weathered. Perhaps a betrayal that cut deeper than you thought possible. A loss that hollowed you out, or a failure so profound it shook the foundations of who you thought you were. Now hold that memory close and ask, did it shatter me beyond repair, or did it carve a path for me to become more? The answer lies in your presence here, still standing, still burning. Chosen ones don't collapse beneath the weight of life's forge. We evolve. We take the raw, jagged pieces of our past and mold them into wisdom, into strength, into stories that echo with meaning. And here's a revelation most will never whisper. That fire blazing inside you, that relentless drive that pulls you forward even when your bones ache and your spirit wavers. It's not a flame you struck on your own. It's a divine ember, a sacred gift sparked into existence the moment you drew your first breath. You didn't claw your way to deserve it, nor can any force in this world strip it away. It's woven into the fabric of your soul, an eternal flame that marks you as chosen, as called, as you. But this gift comes with a question that might jolt you awake. What are you doing with it? Are you fanning it into a blaze that lights up your wildest dreams? Or are you dimming it to fit into a world too small to hold your brilliance? Being a chosen one isn't about merely scraping by. It's about thriving with audacity. It's about seizing this divine spark and wielding it to craft something vast, something that ripples beyond your own horizon. Are you daring to chase the heights of your potential, or are you shrinking yourself, tucking your light under the bushel of a society that thrives on mediocrity? The truth is, the most powerful chosen ones don't settle for the dim glow of conformity. They see their fire not as a solitary beacon for their own path, but as a torch to illuminate the shadowed corners of the world. They understand that their struggles have forged a light bright enough to guide others, to awaken possibility where despair once reigned. So, reflect deeper. What has your fire endured, and what will it yet achieve? You've been tested not to be broken, but to be revealed, polished by adversity into a force of purpose and power. This isn't just about you. It's about the lives you're destined to touch, the dreams you're meant to ignite. The universe chose you, not for ease, but for impact. Will you let that flame roar, or will you let it smolder in silence? The choice is yours, but the call is undeniable. Sign 2. A magnetic connection to others. As we've delved into the sacred bond you share with the divine, the quiet strength you wield to spark transformation, and the unyielding fire of purpose that propels you forward, we now stand at the threshold of a profound revelation. The fifth and final sign of being among the most powerful chosen ones beckons. To live as a chosen one is not merely to recognize your inner light, but to embody it wholly, radiating it through every facet of your existence. This is about becoming the fullness of who you were destined to be, a beacon in a world that yearns for your courage. But what holds you back from claiming this power? For so many, it's fear. Fear of stumbling, fear of judgment, or, perhaps most daunting, fear of your own boundless potential. It's not always the dread of failure that binds us, but the quiet terror of what might unfold if you truly rise. To step into your power is to embrace responsibility, to stop shrinking, to cast aside the comfort of shadows, and to become the light the world so desperately needs. Every trial you've faced, every triumph, every wound carved into your soul has been a chisel, sculpting you for this very moment. Becoming the light begins with a radical act, embracing your imperfections. Too often, we believe impact demands perfection, an unblemished facade, flawless answers, or a life without missteps. Yet your flaws are not weaknesses. They are the threads that weave your humanity, making you relatable, authentic, and profoundly real. They prove that greatness and imperfection can coexist. So, pause and reflect. What part of yourself have you hidden, fearing it deems you unworthy? The truth is, your vulnerability is your might. It's through your raw honesty, your willingness to stand exposed, that you forge connections that touch the soul. People don't crave your perfection. They hunger for your truth, for the courage you show in rising, not despite your struggles, but because of them. Yet being the light transcends authenticity. It demands action. It's about harnessing your gifts, your fire, your intuition, your unshakable sense of purpose, and channeling them to reshape the world. Many chosen ones falter here, sensing a call to greatness, but unsure where to begin. You might wonder, who am I to make a difference? What can I offer that hasn't been done? Let this truth anchor you. No one else carries your unique voice, your singular perspective, your distinct energy. Even if the path ahead seems unclear, the smallest step can ripple outward, touching lives in ways you may never fully grasp. So, here's the challenge. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the flawless plan, or a version of yourself you deem ready. Begin now. Perhaps it's penning the story you've long dreamed of, crafting art that stirs the heart, or simply offering kindness in a moment of darkness. Whatever it is, trust that it matters. Trust that it's enough. As you embrace this role, something miraculous unfolds. The universe conspires in your favor. When you align with your purpose, moving with courage and faith, Doors you never knew existed swing wide. Opportunities, connections, and resources emerge, not by chance, but through alignment. This is the universe mirroring your intention, amplifying your resolve to answer your calling. But the journey deepens further. Living as a chosen one isn't just about crafting a life you cherish. It's about forging a legacy that echoes beyond your time. Picture this. What will linger in the hearts of those you touch when you're gone? Not the possessions you amassed or titles you claimed, but the way you made others feel, the spark you ignited, the belief you instilled that altered their path forever. Chosen ones aren't here for ordinary lives. We're here to leave an indelible mark, a ripple that stretches across generations. This legacy isn't born in grand gestures alone, but in the quiet daily choices to show up fully, to live with intention, to choose courage over comfort. Imagine if you knew without doubt that your actions today could transform a life forever. How would you move through the world? The wisdom is this: they can. You need no fame, no wealth, no perfect answers, just an open heart and the willingness to be present. Your very existence, when lived authentically, holds the power to awaken and uplift. So, as you stand at this crossroads, ask yourself, will you dim your light to fit the shadows, or will you rise fully and unapologetically as the chosen one you were born to be? The world awaits your answer. Sign 3. A profound connection to the divine. Now that we've fanned the flames of your inner awakening, let's plunge deeper into the essence of what it means to stand among the most powerful chosen ones, a truth I'm certain resonates within you. You're not just drifting through life. You're a living bridge, straddling the seen and unseen, the physical world beneath your feet, and the spiritual tides that hum beneath its surface. While others linger on the shallow shores of existence, satisfied with what glimmers in plain sight, you've always felt the pull of something more, a quiet symphony of meaning, an ethereal cord binding you to a destiny that stretches beyond the horizon. This isn't about lofty pride or a pedestal above the crowd. It's a calling, a mantle draped across your shoulders, heavy with expectation yet alive with purpose. Sometimes it presses down, doesn't it? The world looks to you for strength, for insight, for a compassion that holds firm even when your own heart trembles. And still, you rise. Why? Because etched into your soul is an unshakable knowing. You were sculpted for this moment, this mission, this life. Here emerges the third radiant marker of your path, a profound connection to the divine. Have you ever caught the universe whispering your name in the quiet spaces of your day? It might have been a cascade of synchronicities, those uncanny alignments that defy the odds, like a book falling open to the exact words you needed, or a fleeting encounter that mirrored a prayer you hadn't dared to speak aloud. Perhaps it came in the stillness of a dream so vivid it felt like a waking vision, its images weaving a story that lingered in your bones. Or maybe, in a moment when the world fell away, you were enveloped by a peace so vast it seemed to hold you like a parent cradling a child, murmuring, "You are seen, you are enough." This isn't some fleeting coincidence or cosmic whim. It's a tether to the eternal, a lifeline pulsing with the assurance that you're never truly alone. Even when the crowd fades, when your voice feels lost in the wind, the divine stands with you, a silent partner threading light through your darkest hours. Yet this bond is more than a balm for the soul. It's a lantern illuminating your way. The divine doesn't thunder its guidance from the heavens. It speaks in soft tones, patient and persistent, waiting for you to turn an ear. But how often do we grant it that chance? We live swamped by noise, endless alerts, the churn of obligations, the seductive pull of a world that equates worth with speed. In that chaos, the divine's voice can feel like a distant echo, drowned by the clamor of the everyday. Yet picture this: every question you carry, about who you are, where you're headed, what step comes next, already lives within you, inscribed in the quiet chambers of your spirit. It's not buried in the rush of achievement or the scroll of a screen. It's waiting in the hush you dare to embrace. When did you last gift yourself that stillness? Not a distracted pause between tasks, not a half-hearted glance inward, but a deliberate surrender. 5 minutes of pure presence, open to the unseen currents that guide you. This connection is your compass, yes, but it's also your crucible. It forges clarity from confusion, weaving the scattered threads of your life into a tapestry of purpose. Think of a time when you trusted that inner whisper, when you stepped forward despite doubt, guided by a hunch you couldn't explain. Did it carry you to a place that felt like home? A moment where the pieces clicked into place? That's the divine at play, nudging you toward the fullness of your calling. But it asks something of you. Space to breathe, to unfold, to speak. In a society that worships motion, choosing stillness is a quiet revolution. It's a bold claim that your soul's voice matters more than the world's demands. And it's in those stolen silences, away from the buzz of screens and the weight of to-do lists, that you uncover the divine's fingerprints on your life, tracing a path you were always meant to walk. So, let's make it real. Here's your invitation. Today, steal a sliver of time, even just a breath of 5 minutes, to sit with the silence. No devices, no plans, just you and the vastness that dwells within. Whisper to the universe, what am I here to understand? And let the answer come, or not. It might arrive as a flicker of insight, a sudden warmth, a single word that settles in your chest. Or it might stay silent, and that's enough. The power lies in the asking, in showing up to the conversation. This sacred tie to the divine isn't just a trait of the chosen. It's your bedrock, your North Star, your quiet strength in a world that spins too fast. It sets you apart not by chance, but by design, a bridge to truths most never seek. Nurture it, honor it, let it guide you. The universe is calling, soft but sure. Are you ready to answer? Sign 4. The power to inspire transformation. Let's plunge deeper into this sacred journey. Your connection to the divine isn't merely a lifeline for guidance. It's a calling to become a conduit for something vast and transcendent. It's as if the universe has entrusted you with a spark, not just to hold, but to share in ways that ripple beyond your imagination. And here emerges a radiant sign of your chosen nature. You possess an innate power to ignite transformation in others, often without even lifting a finger. Pause and ponder this for a moment. How many times have friends, or even strangers, sought your counsel when you felt far from wise? How often have people bared their souls to you, their fears, their dreams, their quiet hopes, as though some unseen force told them you'd hold their truths with care? Or perhaps you've tossed out a casual remark, only to learn later it was a lifeline that shifted someone's entire perspective. This isn't a chance to play tricks on you. It's no fluke. It's the echo of your spirit, a luminous energy pulsing within you, a purpose so potent it stirs others awake, even when you're unaware of its reach. Consider the weight of this gift. Your presence alone can be a beacon. Think of the time someone's face softened in your company, or when a heavy silence broke because your words carried a quiet strength. You carry a light, a flame that doesn't just flicker for you but casts warmth and clarity onto those around you. It's not about ego or effort. It's about the raw, authentic essence you exude. Yet, with this power comes a subtle challenge, one that tugs at the edges of your soul. How do you pour into others without letting your own well run dry? Let's be real. Being a chosen one isn't always a glowing crown. It can feel like a heavy mantle. People gravitate to your light like moths to a flame, drawn by its promise of comfort or insight. but not every hand that reaches out seeks to give back. Some come to siphon your energy, to lean too hard, to test the limits of your generosity. Left unchecked, this can leave you drained, a candle burning at both ends, flickering dangerously close to exhaustion. So here's a truth worth etching into your being. Being chosen doesn't mean you're a boundless resource for all. It's not a call to say yes to every plea or outstretched hand. It's an invitation to discernment, to sift through the noise and recognize what aligns with your higher purpose. Your energy is sacred, a divine reservoir, and not everyone earns the right to dip into it. Imagine boundaries not as cold, towering walls, but as elegant gates, crafted with intention, swung open for those who honor your light, and gently closed to shield what's precious. Here's a practical tool to wield. The next time someone asks for your time, your wisdom, your heart, pause and ask yourself this: does this exchange fuel my flame or dim its glow? Trust your instincts. They're sharper than you might realize. Now let's unveil one of the most profound markers of your chosen path. You carry a deep, unshakable sense of purpose, even if its full shape eludes you still. Picture it like a compass buried in your chest, its needle quivering towards something grander, even when the map ahead is fogged with uncertainty. In your darkest hours, when doubt creeps in, when the world feels like it's crumbling, there's a voice, soft but insistent, whispering, "I'm meant for more." It's not loud or boastful. It's a quiet knowing, a thread of destiny woven into your very being. This purpose isn't a finish line to chase, nor a shiny title to claim. It's not tethered to a job, a role, or a checklist of achievements. No, it's something richer, a way of moving through life, a lens that colors how you meet each day, how you lift others, how you choose courage when fear looms large. But here's where the road twists. Fear loves to stalk purpose like a shadow. It slinks in with its sly whispers. You're not enough. You're not ready. What if you fall? Each one a dart aimed at your resolve. Yet fear's power is a mirage. It only holds sway if you hand it the reins. Being chosen means staring into that abyss and stepping forward anyway, trusting that the fire within you wasn't kindled by accident. The divine didn't plant this spark just to watch it sputter out. It's fuel for a blaze meant to light up the world. So, let's arm you with this. The next time fear tightens its grip, face it head on. Ask, what's the worst that could happen if I stumble? Then flip the coin. What's the best that could unfold if I soar? Let the answers sink in, because here's the unshakable truth. The world hungers for you, for your light, your wisdom, your unyielding flame. It's not just about your own rise, it's about the countless souls you're destined to touch, to heal, to lift. You're not here to merely exist. You're here to blaze fully as a chosen one, a living testament to what's possible when purpose meets courage. Sign 5. An unshakable sense of purpose. As we've journeyed through the sacred depths of your divine connection, unearthed the quiet strength you wield to ignite transformation in others, and fanned the relentless flame of purpose that courses through your being, we now stand at the threshold of a profound revelation. It's time to unveil the ultimate sign of your destiny. What it truly means to live as one of the most powerful chosen ones. This isn't merely about acknowledging the energy you carry. It's about stepping boldly into the fullness of who you were always meant to become, radiating that essence into every corner of your existence. Being chosen isn't a passive recognition. It's an active, transformative calling to rise into your truest self. So let's begin with the shadows that linger. What keeps you from claiming this power? For so many of us, it's fear that builds the walls. Fear of stumbling, of being judged, of falling short in the eyes of others. But here's a deeper truth. Sometimes it's not the dread of failure that binds us. It's the quiet terror of our own brilliance. What if you soared? What if you became everything you're capable of? Stepping into your power demands courage, a willingness to shed the cloak of invisibility and stand unapologetically in the light. It's about owning the responsibility that comes with your gifts, no longer shrinking to fit a world too small for your spirit. The world doesn't just need you. It's yearning for you, aching for the moment you embrace your role as a beacon. Every trial you've faced, every triumph you've claimed, every wound that's scarred over, they've all been chiseling you into this very moment of awakening. Now let's explore what it means to embody this light, a radiant force that doesn't just illuminate your path, but sets the world aglow. The first step is radical acceptance of your imperfections. Too often, we're taught that impact requires flawlessness, a polished facade with all the answers neatly packaged, free of missteps or uncertainty. But pause and consider this. Ripple actions aren't flaws to hide. They're the threads that weave your power. They ground you in humanity, making you a mirror for others to see their own potential. Your stumbles don't diminish you. They amplify your authenticity, proving that greatness doesn't demand perfection but presence. So reflect for a moment. What piece of yourself have you buried, fearing it marks you as unworthy? Perhaps it's a past mistake, a lingering doubt, or a vulnerability you've locked away. Here's the sacred wisdom. That very fragility is your might. It's in your raw, unfiltered truth, your willingness to stand exposed, that you forge the deepest bonds. People don't crave your perfection. They hunger for your realness, for the courage you show in rising not despite your struggles, but through them. Yet, becoming the light isn't a quiet inward act. It's a call to move, to create, to ripple outward. It's about seizing the divine gifts within you, the fire that won't fade, the intuition that whispers truth, the purpose that pulls you forward, and wielding them to reshape the world. This is where the chosen often falter, caught in the tension between vision and doubt. You feel the stirrings of something grand, a destiny that beckons, but the questions creep in. Where do I begin? What can I offer that hasn't been given? Who am I to shift the tides? Let me anchor you here. No one else carries your voice, your lens, your singular spark. You're not here to echo what's been done. You're here to birth what's never been. Even the smallest step, a word spoken, a kindness shared, a dream dared, sends waves you may never fully see. So here's your charge. Release the myth of the perfect moment. Don't wait for a flawless plan or a polished self. Start now. Write the story that's burned in your soul. Paint the vision that haunts your dreams. Lift someone with a gesture so simple it feels insignificant. Trust this. It's not insignificant. It's the seed of revolution. And as you dare to shine, something miraculous unfolds. The universe conspires in your favor. This is no mere chance. It's the alchemy of alignment. When you move with purpose, when you marry courage with faith, the cosmos responds. Doors you never knocked on swing wide. Strangers become allies. Resources materialize as if summoned by your intent. This isn't luck. It's the universe dancing to the rhythm of your awakening, honoring your choice to step into your calling. But let's dig deeper still, beyond the life you craft for yourself, to the legacy you'll leave behind. Close your eyes and imagine, when your time here fades, what echoes will linger. Not the possessions you clutched or the titles you wore, but the invisible threads you wove into others' lives. Will they recall how your presence steadied them? How your words lit a spark? How your light shifted their path forever? Chosen ones aren't here for fleeting days. We're here to etch an indelible mark, a legacy that outlives us. This legacy isn't a grand monument raised overnight. It's sculpted in the quiet choices, the moments you choose presence over distraction, integrity over ease, love over indifference. So ponder this. If you knew your next act could rewrite someone's story, how would you step forward? The truth is, it can. You don't need fame, wealth, or omniscience. All you need is to show up, fully, fiercely, with a heart laid bare. Your very existence, offered authentically, holds the power to awaken, to heal, to transform. The world isn't just waiting, it's watching, ready for you to claim your place as the light you were born to be. Let's now unveil the final breathtaking piece of this intricate mosaic, the crowning sign that you stand among the most powerful chosen ones. You possess the courage to walk alone. This isn't about turning away from others or retreating into solitude. No, it's a deeper, more radiant truth. You've learned to trust the rhythm of your own journey, even when it carves a path through uncharted wilds, far from the well-trodden trails of the crowd. Being chosen doesn't set you above anyone. It sets you apart, not out of arrogance, but because your calling whispers of a road less traveled, a destiny that demands you step boldly into the unknown. And here lies the magic. When you cease bending yourself to fit the world's mold, something extraordinary happens. The world begins to bend toward you. By embracing the fullness of who you are, unapologetically and without compromise, you become a living invitation, granting others the freedom to shed their masks and rise into their own truth. What once felt like a solitary trek transforms into something greater. You're no longer just walking. You're leading, a beacon lighting the way for those still searching for their own flame. As we draw this sacred journey to its close, let me leave you with a question that echoes in the quiet spaces of your soul. A question only you can answer. What will you do with this rare, wild gift of being chosen? Make no mistake, it is a gift, a divine spark entrusted to you. It's not a burden, though its weight may press against you at times. It's not a map with every step laid bare, though clarity may sometimes elude you. But it is always, without fail, worth every heartbeat you pour into it. You weren't placed here by chance. You're here to blaze a trail, to stir the slumbering spirits around you, to weave something so extraordinary it reverberates beyond the edges of your lifetime. So, what holds you back? Is it the whisper of doubt, the shadow of fear, or the comfort of staying small? The world isn't just waiting, it's holding its breath, poised for the moment you rise into the fullness of your power. Will you answer its call? Step forward now, claim your light, and let it ripple outward. Subscribe to join me as we uncover more truths to fuel your awakening. The next chapter awaits you.